Oh, goody.
Alright, what's up everybody? It is Zombies here again, and today we've got a video talking about the MMR system in Mercenaries. So basically, if you do not know, there were actually some changes to how MMR, basically that just means your rating in Mercenaries and how that works. I think they were implemented in a patch 1 or 2 patches ago. I think it was when we actually got the new Mercenaries or the hotfix right after that. But basically in this new patch, if you remember from Season 1 of Mercenaries, it was actually very, very hard to climb above 12k. Even some of the best players across all of the servers in this game, I think only a handful of them got to 12k, and it was kind of a commonly known issue that once you hit a certain point in the matchmaking, it was just very, very hard to climb, and there just wasn't too much you could do about it. And part of that I think has to do with internal MMR, but I'm going to talk on that more in a little bit. The main issue we're here to talk about today is, as you can see here, we're currently on the top 200 list for EU. If we scroll down here, you might notice we have a lot of people at 14k, and nobody above 14k, because that is the cap. That is the max right now. Even if it was not the max, though, there would still be a pretty big problem here. And the reason for this is because of how the MMR system changed. So I think the intention of what they were trying to do here was good, but it's just going to need some tweaking to get it right. Basically, with what their intention with this change is to make it easier and less punishing for players to climb the ladder. Because as I said before, it was getting rather hard, at least in Season 1. Once you got above 10, 11k, it was just ridiculous to climb. It was really, really hard to climb, even for the best players in the entire game. And when the final reward chest for your monthly rewards is at 12k, it seems a little ridiculous. So I think the intention with this change was to kind of make it a little bit easier for players to hit that reward chest, which is good. I think that's a really good thing for the game. However, the problem arises in that this system just keeps going. And basically, under the current system, if you have a 50% or higher win rate, if you play enough games, if you put in enough time, you can basically get to 14k MMR. That's kind of the thing with the new system, because you gain more than you lose as long as you're maintaining 50% win rate, you can get to this number. And unfortunately, it has kind of made the leaderboards pretty meaningless for this season right now. Like, how do you compare who's number one when you have EU has the most? EU actually has, look at this, almost 2 pages of people at 14k. And if you go down, a bunch of these people lower have been at 14k and either just wanted to keep playing games, so they went back down, or I think rating decay can be a thing. But if we can look at Americas here, same type of thing, less players at 14k, but still over 20 of them. And yeah, so this is a problem, and kind of my feedback on what they should do to fix this. I really like the better climbing, the faster climbing, but it needs to fall off. There needs to be a certain point once you hit 10k, 11k, 12k, whatever you want it to be, right? There needs to be a point where getting 50% win rate does not advance your rating, because otherwise it turns ladder into who can play the game the most, not who's playing the game the best. So that's kind of like the biggest problem right now, and I have heard complaints from a lot of top players about this, because it's just like, I think right now in Mercenaries, for the people who are taking it competitively, the ladder is kind of like the biggest thing outside of some of the community tournaments that go on. The ladder is kind of the biggest competitive thing we have available to us, and right now climbing it essentially doesn't mean anything. So this is something I really hope they can get fixed soon. I know we actually just got our kind of last patch before the holidays, and unfortunately this was not addressed in there, so I don't think a change is going to be coming until early in the next year at the earliest. But I wanted to get out some thoughts about this, because it is definitely kind of I just don't have much incentive to grind the ladder right now because I feel like raiding is meaningless. And there's another problem. Earlier, I was talking about internal MMR. And so what that basically means is this number right here is your external MMR. So when you're in the game, you click on your rating and you see what rating it tells you. However, kind of the way the MMR system works is there is a different number that represents you inside Blizzard's system. And that number is basically what determines who you're getting paired up with. And unfortunately, because I was at a higher rank last season, my internal MMR is very high. I haven't done a ton of climbing this season. I got to just above 8K early on, and I haven't had a whole ton of time to play, so I've been mostly hanging around there. And obviously, a lot of people 14K now. A lot of people have been playing. The system's been getting them up there pretty quickly, all things considered. And obviously, there are a lot of good players up here too. But the annoying thing for me right now is even though I'm at 8K MMR, which is like 6,000 less, I run into these players all the time. Like, I can see Big Squirter, play them a bunch, Earth Pianist, play them a bunch. You can actually go and look at my prior videos and see games against them. Sign of Times, ran into him sometimes. Die Noob, definitely. Like, I run into a lot of these players, even though I'm at 8K MMR, because the internal system is saying we are more evenly matched, so it tries to put us together. Now that creates a problem when you're at 8K MMR and you're playing some of the best players on ladder, and when you beat them, you're only getting the same regular rewards like you're playing someone at your rank. I only get plus 70 to my rating, maybe a little bit more, but usually not much. And if that's all you're getting for beating someone 4,000 to 6,000 rating above you, like, I just don't see how it's going to be possible to climb, if we're being honest, because these are all really good players. And doesn't mean I can't win against them. I definitely can, but it's just like I shouldn't be rating, or I shouldn't be running into such good players at my current rank, because my current rank in the new system is not good, right? But internal MMR. So that is another really big problem. And I think that's one that's being less talked about, and it kind of relates into what some people I know, Team America has talked about this a bunch, the kind of rematch bug, where for some reason the game will queue you into the same person over and over and over again. You can wait, you can try different things to avoid it, but you will get queued into the same person 4, 5, 6 games in a row because of a combination of your internal MMR system, and I think it also has to do with if your mercenaries are fully maxed out, because we do know that does play a role into matchmaking somehow. So currently, if you see some future mercenaries in the videos from me in the short-term future, don't be surprised that my rank is lower, because my MMR is currently pretty much broken. And until they fix the system, I don't know how fixable that's going to be. However, actually, great player here, PMAP, great Mercenaries streamer. I'll be popping his link in the description. Definitely go check him out, but I actually talked to him on his stream today, and I think we're going to do a co-op sometime soon on his stream, where we're going to kind of see if he can help me climb out of the dumpster with my MMR hell, because it's hard. Like, I love playing Mercenaries, but the combination of the ladder basically not mattering and these problems with internal MMR, it's just really putting a damper on the fun I've been having with the mode recently. So I wanted to get this out to kind of make people a little bit more aware of this issue, if they weren't aware of it already, and hopefully kind of bring it to the attention of the developers. But I do think they probably already have something up their sleeve to fix this, or I hope they do, because this is a really big problem, and I think it's something that we really need fixed as soon as possible, because in a game like this, when we're still so early on in the kind of beginning of Mercenaries, this can really turn people off from wanting to grind kind of the only competitive in-game option there is available, which is the ladder. So that's pretty much it for this video. Like I said before, definitely go and drop a follow to PMA Pete. I'll leave a link to his Twitch in the description, and we'll definitely be doing a fun co-op soon. He's a really great player, and I really enjoy checking out his stuff as a member of the Mercenaries community. But that's going to do it for me. If you enjoy the content here, do remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you have any, ideas on how to possibly fix this or stuff like that, I would love to hear it in the comments. But until next time, I'll see y'all later. Take it easy. Peace.